What's up? Welcome to Meta Decks for Dummies. You're a moron. You don't know how to play the deck. It's okay, I'm here. I'm here to help. Welcome to Meta Decks for Dummies. If you're like me, head empty. You want to play Yu-Gi-Oh, but it's not easy. I'm talking about Virtual World today. Virtual World is one of the best decks in the format. Why is it one of the best decks in the format? I'll tell you why. It has a disgusting amount of special summons that are dummy easy to do, and those dummy easy special summons go into deliciously powerful extra deck monsters. Some of those extra deck monsters, by the way, can annihilate an opponent's strategy and make it to where all you're doing is beating face consistently until your opponent's like, oh, I don't want to play this game anymore. Yu-Gi-Oh sucks. All of the Virtual World cards have the same all-around effect, where what you do is you target another Virtual World card on the field to special summon it. And once it is special summoned, it has a different effect depending on the Virtual World monster. Lulu is probably the best one in the deck because it fetches out another Virtual World card, which just allows you to extend more into those special summons. The way Lulu works is if this card is in your hand, you can target one Virtual World card you control. Let's say if you have the Chuche on the field, you either send a spell or a monster to the graveyard. Then special summon the Lulu. After the Lulu is special summoned, you get to add the third type to your hand. If you targeted a Chuche with the Lulu, and then you sent either a Qinglong or a Kowloon to the graveyard, you get to send a monster like a Gigi or a Lao Lao or a Lili or a Nian Nian to your hand. That's the third type. You see what I mean? But there's a multitude of super, super good use case scenarios where having a different Virtual World monster come out can end up completely changing the game. One of those being Lao Lao. Lao Lao, the way it works, it's the same way as Lulu. You target another Virtual World monster on the field. For this use case, again, we'll say you target the Chuche, you send a Virtual World spell or a Virtual World monster to the graveyard, and then it allows you to special summon a Virtual World monster in defense mode. It loses its effects, but it doesn't matter because all of these cards are just fodder. These special summons are just ramping you into your extra deck. And out of that extra deck, there are quite a few super duper important cards, one of which being Virtual World QB Shen Shen. What Shen Shen does is it turns off a sizable amount of strategies in Yu-Gi-Oh! That is because of its first effect right there on the text. Any card sent from the field to the graveyard is banished instead. Do you know how obscenely broken that is for an obscene amount of decks? You know how gross and good a Shen Shen is turn one? Do you know how many games I've gotten a Shen Shen turn one with a Chuche up and people just scoop? People just, they're like, I don't want to play anymore because the card is just that darn good. There's also a cheeky little soft lock that you can do by playing an Ultimaya Zulkin, which you can then go into a Crystal Wing Synchro Dragon by setting one of your spells or traps, which then makes it to where you have a negate on board, and then the Zulkin you can then use as fusion fodder for a Muddy Mud Dragon into an invoked Kaliga. And the way the Kaliga works is each player can only attempt to activate one monster effect per turn. Each player can only attack with one monster each battle phase. So if you have the Kaliga out, and you also have the Crystal Wing Synchro Dragon out, you can negate the first attempted monster effect, and then they can't attempt other monster effects. And a lot of decks really, really, really depend on those monster effects going off and being able to attack with more than one monster. You're also taking advantage of some level 6 Xyz monsters as well as some level 3 Xyz monsters. You can use things like Phantom Knights of the Break Sword or Gossiping Shadow, the #1. Oh my god, the name is escaping me. But both of those are great lead-ins into Divine Arsenal AA Zeus, which is just one of the best cards in the game. It literally is, say, you detach 2 materials from it and then wipe the board completely. The reason you are running Gaia Dragon, the Thunder Charger, is because you can plop that right on top of your Constellar M7, and then bada bing, bada boom, you've got 4 materials on top of your Divine Arsenal AA Zeus, so you can do the board wipe effect twice. Gross. A lot of people can't deal with the board getting wiped and you having the opportunity to wipe the board again. Another cheeky little combo is number 39, Utopia Beyond, mixed in with Stardust Charge Warrior. Most decks run special summoned monsters, so the way Utopia Beyond works is once it's put into the battlefield, it changes the attack of all special summoned monsters to 0, followed up by playing a Stardust Charge Warrior, which allows you to attack every special summoned monster on the field. So you could do something nasty. Let's say they got a board full of special summoned dudes. You take them all to 0 attack, and then you swing at the entire board for game. Fun, fun, fun stuff. As far as interrupting your opponent, I see people using a different mixture of hand traps. It's usually you're running around 3 different sets of them. I use Ash Blossom, Psyframe, and Imperm. That's a hearsay of what you feel will be best for getting around stuff. Ash Blossom is just obscenely good. I highly recommend it. Psyframe is super good. Imperm is Imperm. And now Imperm's $10, so I don't see a reason for you not to get Imperm. But as far as virtual world specific cards go, you've got Chuche, which is so good. It's so good. You do a lot of stuff that involves banishing your cards, and the way that this card works is you can shuffle 2 of those banished cards back in if they're virtual world cards, and then you can pick a face-up card on the field and destroy it. I've interrupted so many people using this singular card. It's disgustingly good. Chuche also lets you banish itself from the graveyard, and if you do that, you can change the level of one of your virtual world cards up by 3 or down by 3, which allows you to get into your extra deck stuff a lot easier. Another great virtual world interruption is Zanwu. If it's on the field while you control another virtual world gate, you can target a face-up monster and change its battle position. Also, if it's in the graveyard, you can exile it and special summon a virtual world monster. I run 1 of Called by the Grave, 1 of Imperial Order. Disgusting. Disgusting! Imperial Order wins games on its own. Card OP. That's why you can only run 1. Recently, they took Emergency Teleport from limited to semi-limited, so now you can run 2 of them, which just allows for more consistency when getting virtual world cards onto the battlefield. And as I said before, you really need 1 on the battlefield for you to start popping off at all. As far as the weaknesses of virtual world goes, you really need to be able to stick something on the board. And if you can't do that, you can't really do anything else. If you get stuck with a bunch of high-level virtual world cards in your hand, and you have no way of getting any of your field spells on the field at all, you're kind of out of luck. Also, if people can stop special summons from happening, you're kind of out of luck. Lastly, Nibiru is your bane of existence. If Nibiru drops, dude, it's you should have been prepared for Nibiru. You should have done something for Nibiru already. But if you didn't, that's you lost everything. You might be able to recover depending on what's still in your hand, but a Nibiru can be absolutely devastating for anything that you were attempting to do in the game previously. And that is about it. I hope I cleared some things up for you on how the strategy works. If you have any questions at all, or if you'd like for me to cover a different meta deck, I will gladly do so. Just leave something in the comment section below and I will get back to you. I stream on Twitch every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday, and Tuesday is Yugi Tuesday. So if you want to watch some games with some disgustingly gross meta decks, come on over. I'd love to see you. My name's Koi. I hope you enjoyed. Have a good day, and don't forget to say hey. Like, comment, subscribe. Please don't die. And bye.